or shut up. Source up 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 or shut up.
Time to set the stage with the lights off. Let the little nigga breathe to the fight sloth. You ain't never like the room with the bright sauce. Hail Mary, they despise what the light brought. Let them roach niggas bleed if they can't see. Side net of TV, what you can't be. They say that murder on my mind, now they can't breathe. Take a picture of the proof, that's your last peep. Oh, and need me your love, yeah, that's just me. Keep them jumping like some frogs, so they might be leave when the sun sets. And they don't really wanna bleed from the gunplay. And like mine, niggas smoking weed on the one-way street, nigga. Yeah, we see we outside with it. Pull up to debates like we might be with it on guard. Side these niggas like bullshit and they fraud. Let me chop them down with the sword. Walk them down like they live bars. This the toughest you gon' be in, we too hard. And you don't really want that smoke, my G. With B-side net of TV. This the toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Keep that off your lip before you get flipped. We got sauces over here, we don't just spit. Too many bosses over here, y'all just legit. Put them niggas in the game, let them get real. Don't even step unless you come in with that scholarship. That economic tip, gotta make a dollar flip. And I might be next, I don't give a damn, a truth rolling with me, so I'm feeling like the son of man. Too many gon' hate, gotta make a stand. I'm just trying to duck the lake, you don't understand. Read them when I greet them, that's my best plan. Head first shit, I'm just saying. Nigga meet me in LA, oh you just playing. Too many be fake what the base saying. So I tell them they don't want no smoke before they end up in the newspaper next day. Smoke. This the toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. The toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. And this is it right here. The toughest you gon' ever be in. You wasn't conscious before us. Y'all niggas was asleep. We woke the sleeping giant. We did it. Side net of TV. So stay your ass in your little box where you feel safe. Cause there's motherfucking monsters over here. Real monsters.
Peace and Pan-Africanism to Brother Herman Smalls in the toughest environment you can be in.
All right. Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Hotep. Namaste. Jambo. Ashe. Shalom. Peace and love to all the darkest minds of the light. I haven't said that for a while. Let me know if my audio is okay before I get going, because I want to make sure everyone can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can. Peace, JG Marquise. Put a 1 in the chat if my audio isn't good. If it is, if I don't see a 1, I'm just gonna go. I want to do this really quickly. I'm a debater. I consider myself a scholar because I study, I read, I do research. I dedicate myself to investigating information on different levels. Okay, thank you so much, James and James Davis and Marquise. Okay, so Marquise, I think it's Marquis, James Davis. I think you have seen what's going on and what typically goes on with me. I am at a minority as a woman in the debate forum, in the debate industry. By the way, HOK, House of Consciousness is the biggest, best debate platform in the world. I mean, there may be some that we don't know about and tucked away in different countries, in different parts of the world, but this is the premier debate platform. There really isn't a debate platform dedicated to debates and information anywhere else that you can find on social media that can even rival House of Consciousness. And that's across the board. Sonnetter Studios, House of Consciousness, the platform with the brand name, and HOK Coliseum, Debate Coliseum. So this is a platform where if you are a debater, you want to be featured on this platform. So it is a real privilege to be able to have your debates featured, to be able to participate in these debates. Now, we have a different style of debating overall, all of us, and that goes from Jabari to all the way to anyone else who's just getting into debating. So, and everyone in between, right? Stay with me because, see, this isn't, I want you to really listen. Peace, Barn Dog. I want everyone to really see what's going on. Some people come in, and I'm talking about Chris Harris. They come in and they pretend, write that word down. Make sure you have that word written down when I talk about Chris Harris. He's a pretender, and I also want you to write down sycophant. These are words that describe him to a T. And it bothers him that I bring this up. I don't need to talk about how he's unattractive physically. I don't need to talk about how he's overweight, how he has bad diet, how his cough indicates that he's got the beginning of emphysema because he probably smokes cigarettes. I don't need to talk about the gap in his teeth. See, my gaps are cute at the bottom. I like them. They look like little things. That's why I never did anything with them. And they helped me in my modeling. But he did a video for 4 hours calling me a whore, lying on me, disrespecting my marriage. During that Real Life Street Stars interview, when I flew to Texas and did my event, and Real Life Street Stars wanted to interview Sonnetter and me. That's why they say I'm his wife. Chris Harris, what I'm saying is, stay with me. We're going off-road. Chris Harris did a 4-hour video calling me a whore, saying I want to sleep with the brothers of Real Life Street Stars, saying I slept with Killer Priest. I didn't really watch it fully. I just went through it, and I saw that he used the Killer Priest stuff. He's friends with Rob Warren, and he's associated with those people who disrespect me, yet they are actually in relationships with real call girls, women who have actually worked as call girls. I don't call the woman an HO, but this is what I'm bringing out. I'm bringing it all out. Chris Harris has to resort to calling me a whore because I'm a minority and I'm a woman who's very formidable as a debater. He doesn't like that. Chris Harris attacks everyone, not just me. So I'm not hurt. He's not the first person, the first man to get on the internet and start calling me a whore for no reason. I've never been a whore. I've never been a bop. I've never been a slut. I've never been any of that. But Chris Harris, I'm glad he showed who he really is, because remember I said write down the word pretend? He's a pretender, and he's a sycophant. A sycophant is a bootlicker. That's another word that really fits Chris Harris, and y'all know it. Notice that I'm not attacking him personally, his personal life, the stuff I've heard about him. I don't care. I'm going to talk about him as a debater and how he moves and how he's now banned from the platform because of how he moves and how he conducts himself. He's very, very much of a misogynist. He's a male chauvinist. He's a sexist. When I went to SWVL In 2019, I was the only woman debater, and I was whipping their asses over there. I mean it. Scholastically, scholarly. There were like 30 debaters, and then when it got down to the playoffs, I think there were only, I'm a little fuzzy. I think there were only 14 slots, maybe 11, maybe 15. I was number four ranked. And there was a time when I was ranked higher than Chris Harris in debates. So are you seeing where I'm going with this? He talks about I'm a trash debater, but the stats don't lie, Chrissy. They don't. Okay. I'm sorry, Miss Harris. I'm a good debater. And me calling him Miss Harris is nothing compared to the disgusting things he said about me. He was actually slowing down the video. They have to do things to try to make me unattractive, and I still looked cute with my little chubby double chin at the time. Baby, you can't make me look ugly when I'm not. And I'm not worried about anybody else's pictures being played with. I'm talking about my pictures. How does it feel, ladies, when people play with your pictures? You don't like it, huh? Especially when you're the one playing with my pictures. So now when people start playing with your pictures, you want to cry. I don't care at this point because people see me all the time. I digress. Chris Harris likes to play with people's pictures. He likes to call people's wives whores. Just because I brought up things about him that he's runs off the stage during debates. He's dishonest during debates. He gets help during debates. He gets help. And he always, my audio, oh, it's static, damn. Is it still static? Damn, thank you. God damn. Is it super choppy, you guys? Damn, how choppy is it? Could you not hear anything I was saying? Because I was going in for a minute. Am I still choppy? Damn. It's my Wi-Fi. Oh, let me see. What about now? Came out of my office. Let's see here. We hear it, but it's choppy. Okay. Could you make out what I was saying though? Because I'll fix it. But I'm hoping it was at least you could hear it. Okay, let's see here. Give me one moment. Thank you for letting me know. All righty then. All right, let's see here. What about now? No? Let's see here. Thank you. I'm glad I looked. Still choppy. Peace, Miss Nicole. Better. Oh, it's better, but it's still choppy. Better, netter. I know. I like that song. Shout out to Cosmic. So, Cosmic Chris 9. Is it better now? All right. So maybe that also was something to say. Nepal, get back on track. What I want to say is thank you for letting me know. Let me know is it better? Is it good? Or is it just like better than it was? That's it. All right. Thank you. All right. Great. Thank you so much. Late Show, Miss Nicole, everybody. All right. So what I'm saying is this is a moment. We're going to stay focused. But this is a moment of honesty, not really disrespect. Me calling him Miss Harris, he's giving catty. He's not giving woman because women are not. It's not a negative thing to be a woman, but he's giving catty woman, right? He's not even giving boss bitch. He's giving catty woman. Is that choppy? Damn. Okay, let me get this done here. Damn, I might have to go and get my ether cord. Is it back choppy? Damn. All right. You know what I'll do? I got an idea. Let me see if I can do this. I hope I can. Let me see. Give me a second. I'm going to try to come in with a different device. Peace, Lady Kier. Okay, let me see here. Let's see, what am I going to do? Let me drop the link for myself, and then I'll come in. I hope everybody enjoyed the debate last night, if you were there. And what's funny, he's actually going over our debate like, you're on the outside now. Okay? You're pathetic. And while he's going over, he's like, and this Bob means whore. Like, what? Bob where? You're the one that was looking at my nude pictures that Solarmind sent you in 2019. You freak. And how do I know? Because Neo X, when we were arguing, she said, you need to worry about those naked pictures Chris sent me of you. Okay? And then, of course, she's a compulsive liar. She said she didn't say it. But I had a witness. She didn't know it was on the phone. Now watch her make 1,000 videos. I don't care. I'm in the care. Let me go ahead and get the link. Because you know how they'll be saying you lied in the pot, and then later on it'll come out. Like when I told y'all that Nandy was often homeless because of mental illness. I was like, she was homeless, sleeping on the floor of the church, and then she was in the shelter. I'm not making fun of it because a lot of people who are mentally ill, they have an issue with homelessness. Everybody said I was lying, but now here she is home. She came out and said, I don't have a place to live. It's because of how she's not well in the mind, and she needs to get somebody to put her, have her in a living situation, a controlled living situation where she takes her meds, she gets therapy. So I know that is her issue. But everybody's like, oh, you're lying on her. Also, when she told me that she had, the situation, it came out. She was even said out of her own mouth, oh, I can't walk really fast because I have cancer in my, air quotes, stomach. So I don't lie on any of these people. I just sit back and wait for the truth to come out. I'm going to tell you, Chris Harris, Neo X, all of them are just compulsive liars. But I'm going to focus on Miss Harris right now because he's actually going over our debate and calling me a whore while he's going over my information. Possibly, James. Am I still choppy? I'm trying to come in with another device, y'all. So just a second. But can you see the audacity? He's not a scholar. He's not an MVP. That would mean most valuable. He's useless. No one ever wants to debate him because he's disrespectful. Write that word down too. We wrote down pretender, disrespectful, and we wrote down sycophant, bootlicker. Okay, these are all great words to describe Chris Harris. Again, I don't have to talk about how he looks. I don't have to talk about them double cheeseburgers. Bacon cheeseburgers. He'd be hitting up through the drive-thru. Do you, boo? But let's talk about you as a man and actually as a debater. Okay. Kung Fu Choppy, I know. Thank you. I'm getting in here. Damn. Let's see. Thank you. Got to go on the dumpster. Everybody, like, how are you going over my debate? And he thinks it hurts my feelings, y'all. No, I just need to point it out because we need to work it. We're going to get it to where people know who he really is. Oh, that's my choppiness. Let me hear. He's not even giving boss bitch. Oh, yeah, it sounds bad. Okay, thank you. Hopefully this works. We'll see. I doubt it, because it's going to be like, how it does that. Damn. I do not think this is going to work. But hold on. So yeah. What about now? Nope. A second. Jeez. Okay, now I got it. How about now, everybody? because I needed to. He was telling the truth on his live the other night. Went from info to sex facts. Okay. Well, I don't know we weren't talking about sex during the real life Street Stars interview, and my husband was right there. So I don't know what you're talking about. When we talked about domestic discipline, what you don't understand is that we did an event. We did a whole event earlier that day, and there was a person who was on the panel with his sub, and it was a domestic discipline situation. And I'm not even upset with you, because a lot of people are ignorant and they don't know what domestic discipline is. They watch a lot of porn and they're addicted to porn, and they think domestic discipline means porn or sex. Domestic discipline and sub and dom don't mean sex. There is a sex in a relationship of everyone, from homosexuals to monogamous relationships that are heterosexual, to polygynous relationships. Every relationship for adults it has sex involved. Okay, so saying dom or sub or saying domestic discipline has nothing to do with pornography, because that's what he was saying. So he wasn't telling the truth, Anthony Moore. But you show that you think of women as sex objects. And the interviewer, I could show the video. The interviewer was asking about what my opinion was, with my husband right there, because my husband was there. He was asking my opinion about sub and dom relationships. And I said, I am pro sub and dom, meaning there should be a sub in the relationship and there should be a dom in the relationship. And then he asked about fetishes. When he asked about fetishes, I said I wasn't going to go into it, but then I started to, by the way, I know these people. They're not just strangers. I didn't even add that part. These are people who were there. I'm friends with some of those people. Okay. So it wasn't like he was making it like I was trying to sleep with one of those men. Why was he doing that? I thought he was about information and debating, because all the women that he knows are whores. You want to start coming for me? The women that he knows, if his definition of a whore is a woman talking to men in interviews, then all the women he knows are whores. Women in his life, right? Women who are on the internet that he knows, I guess all the women are whores, right? So my point is, Chris Harris decided to do a 4-hour stream on me because he's mad that he's not in the HOK anymore. He's mad that Sonnetter doesn't need him to lick his boots anymore. Sonnetter doesn't like the way Chris Harris has disrespected him for years. When I met Chris Harris, as I said about me being in the debate league in 2019, where all the premier debaters pretty much were, besides Jabari. When I was there, I was one of the top debaters. I was ranked number 4 in like a list of 15. I was high up in the rankings. I'm a good debater. I mean, I'm not boasting. I pride myself on working hard. Like yesterday, we had a great debate. Chris Harris is upset that he no longer can be featured on the premier top debate platform known to anyone who is a serious debater. He can't. And he attacks me because I mentioned that his information is not good and that people just, are just praising him. It's like a cult of personality thing. I didn't talk about his teeth or his overweightness. I didn't slow down videos of him for that. He thinks that hurts me. Does he not know that people have done that? It's like hack now. But I'm glad you see that he does that. Anthony Moore talking about it was truth. What does that have to do with scholarship? See, he tries to play like he's all buttoned up to the top and I only do scholarship. I don't do any type of, trolling or slander. He does do slander and trolling. He does gossip. That's all he's ever done. And I keep going back to that debate league I was in. When I hit the panel, no one even knew me except for the Hebrew Israelite community. I was up on a panel. We were doing a spar session like we do on HOK. And we were talking about the Bible. When he got upset that I was getting the best of him in a scholarly conversation, he said, quote, "Why don't I hit you over the head, drag you in a cave, and grape you? Take the G off." That's what he said on my life. And it's true. He knows it's true. Then and so does that man over there who is a very sick person. I went to that person and I said, because that wasn't supposed to be tolerated. I said, this guy just said he would hit me over my head, drag me in a cave and grape me. He called Chris Harris on the phone and he put Chris Harris on the phone on a conference call with me. And he said, "Bro, you can't talk to her like that." And Chris says, fine, I apologize. And then me being me, I said, I don't think that was a sincere apology. Chris Harris said, "F you, bitch," and hung up. I didn't even know him. There was nothing to say that I was a whore because I wasn't popular like I am now. So he didn't need to do all that. All he needed to do was threaten to grape me because I was beating him up in a scholastic, scholarly conversation. And today, right now, he's going over my debate because he's jealous and he's calling me a whore during the recap of the debate. Why? Because he's Chris Harris. He's a lowlife. He's a bootlicker. He's a fake. He's a pretender. He's disrespectful. You don't believe me? Let me go in and show you his channel, and everyone that he ever wants to debate, he disrespects them. How is that a top premier debater? Thank you, Barn Dog. Chris' behavior is deplorable. I beg that you and Sa Neter never rekindle a friendship with him again. You will block your blessings being friends with him. Preach that. That's the voice of, well, those are the words of God right there. Not the voice, but those words right there. Miss Nicole is speaking exactly the truth. We can't be friends with him ever again because we will block our blessings. That is amazing. I'm going to leave that up for a while because I want Sa Neter to see that. That's the point I make to him. We can't continue to forgive those who want us to be destroyed, who actually pray for our destruction. See, the funny thing is about Chris, I never liked him personally, but I always was the one telling Sa Neter, go ahead, up to a point. After he did the whole HOK is done, when everybody backstabbed Sa Neter and tried to kill him for something he didn't do. Remember when that polite sentencing came out and Chris, Garfield, and a few other people who pretended to be friends with Sa Neter, they just threw Sa Neter under the bus. And that broke, even right now, I'm getting emotional. That hurt me so badly to see them do him like that. I didn't like them, but to see them do that to him, Chris really wanted to see Sa Neter end. After Sa Neter gave Chris his following, Chris Harris had 42, I think maybe 100, I'm going to say 100, but 100 subscribers when he was over on SWVL debating. When I left SWVL and I went to the HOK, I never was a whore, but they want to say I was. See, let me say this to the sisters, by the way. I'm a debater, right? I'm a personality just like everyone else. If I do an interview and somebody asks me, what do you think about fetishes? And I give a appropriate answer. I don't go into my bedroom. I don't talk under my clothes. I speak like an adult with an appropriate answer that is not trying to arouse anyone. I'm called a whore. You see this? You see this, ladies and gentlemen? I'm called a whore. Why am I called a whore? Because you want to drag me down because you feel intimidated by me. I wasn't being a whore. See, but I'm gonna get back to Chris Harris. Chris Harris, when he came over, even though he had talked about me like a dog, even though he did receive my nudes from Solar Mind, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Because Solar Mind told me he sent them to Chris Harris. And Solar Mind told me he sent them to Lex Vortex. And Solar Mind told me he sent them to Minister Howell. And Solar Mind told me he was sending them out to all these people. Of course, that was when we were arguing and I was in the league and they said, no, I really didn't do it. Turns out that he did do it. I digress again. But when Chris Harris, all the things that he did, how he sexually harassed me, how he disrespected me, how he gang stalked me over there with those men because I was a debater. He got the pictures from Solar, the Watcher. Yeah, you don't have to. I don't care. You not believing it, thankfully, doesn't make it not true. Okay? Let me say it again. You not believing it, my friend, doesn't make it not true. I got to say that one more time. Just because you refuse to believe the truth doesn't mean the truth isn't the truth. Okay? Now, back to what I was saying. After all of that, how I don't even like him as a person. I know he's fake. I know he's a backstabber. Khonsu told me that. Let me show you all the associations he had. He's associated, he jumps back and forth like I'm good with you. I'm against you. I backstab you. So he was good with Solar. Follow me. Solar gave him the trophy, babied him, rigged debates, rigged judgments for him. He became the league champion. What happened? He saw a bigger, this is called hypergamy. Women do this. So that's why I'm calling him Miss Harris. He saw a bigger person who had more power than Solar. A woman, that's a woman's mind, says, I don't want to be in this person's league who gave me the trophy. I want to go to the HOK. So then when he saw he had an opportunity to come, when he hit that panel the first time on the HOK, that's my husband. I don't care what y'all think in the front. That's my husband. All I got to do is say, I don't want him around, and he won't be around. I said, that's the guy who I told you about who was harassing me over there with all those other guys. And he said, oh, really, baby? I won't ever let that nigga back on again. I said, no, he could come in. He hasn't said anything disrespectful to me now, and that was in the past. See, that was me that did that for this bitch ass nigga. Okay? And there's more that I did. I did tell my husband, yes, Chris is the one who said, I'll hit you over the head and great. I tell my husband everything. And Solar Mind sent my pictures. Of course, Chris tried to play that. Now, remember the word pretend. Y'all got to get pretender out there. Oh, here he is right here. And the one who was going over my my video for 4 hours calling me a bot. And the one who starts getting what's up. That's not the Chris Harris that he presented himself as. Look, big bro, I just do information, big bro. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I never disrespect her. I have no problem with her, big bro. But really, he hangs up and he calls another bitch ass nigga and he kicks up he lays on his belly and he kicks his heels up and they eat bonbons and talk and eat hot Cheetos. Yeah, that nigga called me about that bop, that bitch. I just said, yeah, I don't have a problem with that hoe because I won't get on his platform. F that nigga and F that bitch. See, what you heard him doing on the public video is how he's been talking about my husband. But here's the catch. We already know that. See, my husband already knows that Chris is a bitch. He knows Chris is fake, even from the jump. From the jump, when he was all Tank Davis, Sonetter knows. See, Sonetter knows. But it was irrelevant to us. As long as he stayed in his lane and didn't talk crazy, he was useful. I'm going to use that word, very useful. He was no longer useful when he tried to tear down my husband's platform once that polite sentence came out. And so my husband said, and once he tried to destroy, when he tried to get Dane Calloway not to debate Jabari, when he kept on attacking Dane Calloway, because he's jealous.
because he thought he deserved that debate. He didn't think Jabari deserved that debate. All that sycophanting that he does for Jabari and bootlicking, it's fake. He doesn't even like Jabari. Y'all shouldn't have let him back over. Yeah, every time y'all let some back in, they screw you. Yeah, that's right, the Watcher. And you know what? It's okay. It's all right. And the people who are in the chat talking about from her first fake husband, well, he may be fake to you, but that's not important. See, that doesn't bother me because he's been my husband for 4 years. It'll be 5 years in November next year. It'll be 5 years. It'll be our 4-year anniversary when we got married, and we have paperwork and we practice polygyny. Remember when homosexuals couldn't legally get married? Well, we can't legally practice polygyny yet. You can in Utah to an extent. They, they turn a blind eye in a sense. But all this Wi-Fi wife and fake husband, this is just what you have to do. Because what you're doing when you talk about us, you think we're the only people who don't see each other all the time. There are people who work. We've got politicians. We've got celebrities. We've got people who don't see each other all the time, who don't stay with each other day in and day out in the same house. But I have a home in New York, and I go there with him and stay in my home. He has a home here, and he stays with me, and it ain't at my mama's house. But see, all of that doesn't matter, does it? Because remember, Mr. Bootlicking sycophant Chris Harris, I'm a scholar, I just do debates. No, you don't. You just slander and talk about people and harass people. And the only reason people take a debate from you is because you will not leave them alone. You harassed Pastor Bennett for almost 4 years for a debate. Tazariak, for years you harassed him. Zion Lex harassed him. Is that the kind of person that you want to be as a debater? People should be like, sure, I'd love to debate him. No, they don't want to debate Chris Harris because he's disrespectful. And he thinks, oh, it's just a woman. Look at this, everybody, and especially Miss Nicole and the women and men who love women and respect women. This man sits up all day talking about how he's this premier scholar like Jabari. He is just like Brother Reggie. He is on that level. Follow me, right? However, he does a 4 hours live stream calling me a whore and a slut and critiquing an interview where I'm going to say this again to everybody. My husband was there in Texas right there with me. Okay? I have witnesses. That wasn't a casting couch. That's the blue couch. That's a great platform. Chris is mad, baby. I'm talking to when I say baby, I'm talking to everybody. Chris is mad. I'm talking to the person who was saying, oh, that was a sexual interview. Oh, really? I got to go back in and screen share a little bit of the interview so you can see that it's not sexual. But Chris is mad. They don't want to interview Chris Harris. They want to interview Natasha Shaddah. Y'all mad? You can talk about my little double chin if you want to. And my first time ever doing the faux locks, which I thought was cute. Y'all can talk about that all you want. But what you can't do is get on the blue sofa and get an interview. You're not interesting enough, Chris. You're not. And people don't care about you. They don't. Especially now that you're not on the biggest platform ever. Shout out to the HOK forever. Especially now that you're on the outside. You had so many chances. No one cares about you, Chris. Nobody. The ones who hate me, you'll feel, look how many views you got on your channel because you were featuring me for 4 hours and you were doing just what all of them do. You went down to the gutter. You went to the toilet. You went down to the toilet. You talk about JJ. Guess who was dual streaming you and cheering you on? JJ 7000. So that should tell you something. And again, I actually tried to help Chris Harris so many times. I was like, he's like, F that nigga, and I not because he lied to Neo and said he didn't get paid from Sonnetter after the debate. that Sonetter did pay him. And then Sonetter's like, I'm not dealing with this nigga anymore. I said, don't trust you, Neo. I was always the one speaking up for this nigga. I'm not looking for a pat on the back. I'm just letting you know what a lowlife he is. And then he's mad because I told people stop listening to Chris Harris with about Josephus. This nigga's mad. Woo, Miss Harris is mad, y'all. He did you did what the women do. And the weirdos, because you are a weirdo. And you do have that womanly spirit, and I'm so glad you showed it. I screenshot 2 comments when they said what she said about you didn't warrant this, but that's okay. I hope that person understands this is Chris Harris. As he critiques a debate that he dreams he could have been in yesterday, that I was in, he says, this whore, a bop means whore. This bop said this, and this bop brought out this information. Oh, but you're saying you're on the level of Jabari and Reggie? You could never. You're not on my level. Because what I don't do is go 4 hours critiquing a person's looks and calling a person names because I don't like that they said people shouldn't listen to my information. Check. Can everybody hear what I said? I saw the interview you did on the blue sofa. It was a good interview. Thank you, sweetheart. I really like your comments. And I think you're the Miss, I can't see is this Miss Nicole with Brother Law? Oh my gosh, you're so, you are a saint. Brother Law, I have love for Brother Law, but Brother Law be shaking his head a little bit too much for me. But I know that's your king. So shout out to you. You guys compliment each other. It's a good matchup. So thank you. Yes. And I don't think you would have said that if you didn't sincerely mean that. You speak your mind. You're not the type of person, what I've seen, who just is a follower like most of Chris Harris's audience. So I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm going to share a little bit of it, but I have to go back into my computer. So we can't unite on nothing. Forget about it. This is where we lose. No, my friend, keep it forward records. On the contrary, my friend, we are uniting. We have to unite with those who have our same interests. Like last night, I'm going to use last night again because I loved that debate. I was heated, but I loved the debate. Even though people were like, you lost, it was still unity. We were at odds on total different sides of the spectrum when it came to the historicity of Jesus. And when it gets heated, like, I'm like, you guys are church hurt and you don't listen. And then Jabari's like, no, you Christian interpolators, y'all be faking it. But we're one. So we can be on different sides. See, the problem is people like Chris Harris have to resort to hateful, personal slander and personal attacks. They have to make fun of people's looks. They have to talk about people's mamas. They have to go into calling people whores and tricks and cucks. That's those are the people we don't want around. They're not ready yet. They're not ready. So they got to stay over there in the miscellaneous file. Got it? So, business rather than this kind of stuff, honestly, does it help? But see, God mind, watch this, y'all. See, everybody who's here, you see what the brother's saying? My friend, this is business. Because see, we have to nip it in the bud. If someone is saying something that is slanderous about us while we're minding our business, we come in, we do what I'm doing. Do you see me? By the way, God mind, did you go to his channel and ask him why he did almost 5-hour stream on me calling me a whore and talk about my husband and saying that I want to have sex with all these different men? Because I became a co-host on Killer Priest Podcraft, because I went on tour and I was singing with the Wu-Tang and Killer Priest with the Moon Crickets, which Sonetter knew all about that. I'm a whore and a slut. You get it? Why are you not saying that to him, my friend? Why don't more people with this kind of comment go and say, I thought you were MVP, only scholarship. Why are you talking about this woman for 4 hours and slowing the video down, talking about she doesn't have teeth, which I have all my teeth. Okay, all of them. He's looking at the little gap at the on my. I think I love it. I love this gap. You think I can't get Invisalign? I like it. It's cute. It makes my teeth look sharp at the bottom. I think it's sexy, and so does my husband. And in the past, it's been seen as sexy. Okay, so if it was my top teeth, maybe I would. But he's looking at a gap in my tooth, saying, "And she don't have no teeth, y'all, and she's 53, 55." First off, being alive is wonderful. Our audience is an older audience. I'm not 53 and I'm not 55, but I even if I was, so what? So my friend Godmind, I wish that you would use this energy, and I'm not saying leave, but you should ask him. Now I'm going into his information and who he is and his character. This is very important. This is business. I'm going to show you why it's business, because this is a debate platform that everyone wants to be on. But if you want to be on the platform, you can't sit up and slander people for hours and talk about calling people whores and cucks. You can't do that, because you shouldn't respect Chris Harris as a debater or as a professional. In what profession can you come in and just talk about somebody, whether you like them or not, even if I was the happy hooker of Hollywood? Why is it okay in this profession, Godmind and everybody else, to watch somebody who claims to be one of the best debaters sit and slander people or bash people? Is that what he's doing? Is that what he is? No. I thought he was Chris Harris, the MVP. No, he's not. He's a disrespectful, dishonest, liar, professional liar when it comes to debating. Let me share. I'm going to go back in, and I said a lot. By addressing this message lowers the value of the channel. I'm not on the channel, my friend. Thank you, the watcher. This is the dumpster, boo. I don't mean to call you boo, not to disrespect my husband, but that's how I'm talking. Get what I'm saying? This is the dumpster, my friend. This is where we take the trash out. This is definitely not on the main channel. And it's on Last Laugh, but Last Laugh is a very much smaller channel. He's going over the debate. Okay. And I appreciate the comments, but let me ask everyone this who's commenting. Does that make sense that he calls me a whore for 5 hours and talks about my husband, and then has the audacity to pull a debate off of my husband's channel or the information and just start critiquing the information? Does that make sense? Or is that niggerish? Is that just how ungrateful niggas do? Right? Right. I thought so. So let me get this video. And I'm sorry if I offended somebody with the N-word, but for me, that's how my father would put it. Like the audacity. If we're so not important, why are you going over our information? Even if you're going over it with an opposing view, you're going over our debate. I thought we were so trash. I thought you weren't watching us. All that stuff about we don't watch you. When I see my name come up in the algorithm or somebody tell me, I'm going to click on it. And then I'll see you're talking about me, calling me a whore because I said to people, stop listening to Chris Harris. Josephus is credible, because that's what his feelings were hurt about. And then I say something like Chris Harris is a sycophant. He is a bootlicker. Y'all know he is. If he's not a bootlicker, I was going to say he went from Solar through Solar's trophy in the garbage that he gave him, and then flagged Solar's channel to where Solar lost a channel. Went to the HOK, licked Sonetter's boots. Oh, big bro, because Sonetter was giving him debates. Once he didn't like what Sonetter was doing, he went back over to Solar. Come on, bro. Chris Harris is not credible. He's not reliable. He's not a reputable person. And I'm not talking about slander. His actions precede him. Oh, I forgot to say, he used to be in Torah Knights. He was one of the Torah Knights. Then, when he didn't want to be in Torah Knights anymore, he went to IUIC and tried to get them to go against Torah Knights. And then he flagged Judah's channel to where Judah lost his channel. When he had a bigger channel. So that's his track record. Peace, Tony. The numbers on the HOK are not going down. If you've been paying attention, we just recently went from 198,000 to 199,000 and will more than likely be 200,000 before the end of the year. Thank you so much, Tony Chiba, one of our premier top moderators and who is locked in, solid cement dried in the HOK. So, but I appreciate, the people who are concerned, but it's interesting. Everybody gets concerned when we address real slant. Sometimes with a business, at times, there are certain characters or certain points that you have to address. The reason I'm addressing Chris Harris is because Chris Harris, all of his following is from the HOK. They're disgruntled HOK former audience members who have been locked out by Sonetter. Don't get it twisted. They didn't just leave. Sonetter says, "Oh, you want to be over?" And because they went from this is what it is. Everybody, there are people who were in the HOK audience and they didn't really like Sonetter, but they knew this is the biggest place. This is the biggest platform. And once Sonetter started cracking down and saying, "Oh, you're going to be on Garfield's channel, and you think you're going to come over here? You can't come over here." So then they say, "Oh, okay, well, we're just going to go for Chris Harris." That's exactly what happened. So it all came from the HOK, but they're really audience members that have a bone to pick with Sonetter. And then they always, of course, want to blame me because he's my husband. And they're mad because I have estrogen and ovaries. Okay, so that bothers them. They obviously have to. That's why you see Chris Harris did a 4-hour video on me calling me a whore. He thought he was hurting me, and he thinks, okay, I know what I'm going to do. They always, JJ said it. We're going to attack Napa because we know it's going to hurt you, Sonetter. But I thought that you were a respected debater. I don't see Dane Calloway having any videos on somebody's wife that he doesn't like for 4 hours calling a whore. Do you guys? Please. What about Jabari or Reggie or who else? Zion Lex, Divine Prospect, Tazariak. No one with a real professional standing. Elder Yara. No man with a real professional standing is going to do the stuff that Chris Harris does. No one. And this won't be long anyway. This is just a dumpster. I'm just pointing his character out, and I'm going to now go into StreamYard. I'm going to get out of this one. Hopefully it won't be choppy. And I want to show you the debate where Chris Harris has cursed out audiences. Don't forget, y'all, you paid for the Pastor Bennett debate, who he attacked Pastor Bennett for 4 years, personally attacked him, following him around, and Sonetter finally worked it out. Go ahead. Pastor Bennett gave him the debate after he trolled him for 4 years. He does that. Does he not troll Top Cat? Top Cat said, "Nigga, what's wrong with you? You're a weirdo." He wanted to debate Top Cat. Top Cat had nothing for him. He was just like, this is a stalker. He stalked Dane Calloway. He stalked Tazariak. He stalked, who else did he stalk? Well, I'll show you his channel. Give me a minute. Okay. Peace, Latoya. Peace, James Davis. Let me go in here and try to get, I want to show you an old video where Chris Harris did, Zion Lex, he kept on bothering him. Zion Lex finally debated him. And that was for years too. Zion's like, I don't want to debate this guy. He's too disrespectful. Everybody was like that. That's how it is. Nobody wants to debate him because he's disrespectful. So when they finally debated, Zion Lex and Chris finally debated, Chris was cool with Garfield, who he is not cool with now. And he got help during the debate, y'all, from Garfield. So I'm gonna show that. And we don't have I don't have the video right now, but anybody knows, Chris said when the moderator's mic was hot, Tazariak's mic became hot. He was talking to his wife. Chris said, Your mic is on. And then he said, you know what? F this debate, and left. He didn't say F this debate to just, he said it to the audience who paid. And he left. And then everybody made excuses, always going through divorce. Everybody goes through things. You're not a professional. You're not a professional. Because the mic went hot, you said F the debate just because you were already getting beaten up by Pastor Bennett, or you didn't like the comments. Chris Harris is not a professional. Chris Harris is not a real debater. And Chris Harris is just another low-life gutter person on the internet. If he doesn't get his way, he starts attacking people. So did he win the debate against Zion or Captain? No, he didn't. He didn't win. He didn't win. When he had the debate with Vocab Malone, he's known for leaving debates before they're finished. That's unprofessional. When he had the debate with Vocab Malone, he did his closeout, and then he said, and by the way, F yo MF and God, and click, left. Zion Lex was like, oh, wow, okay. That was unprofessional, and he went ahead and did his closeout. When he did the debate with Israel Doctrine, we told him the format. Because things were getting heated for him, he couldn't answer the questions because he was being exposed for enjoying seeing people talk badly about Sonnet, or saying people in his chat saying Sonnet have AIDS. That's always going on. That wasn't something new. And then Judah got up there and confronted him, and he didn't like it, so he left the debate. So Chris is not a professional. He can't handle the heat. He can't. And at least he could have said, listen, if I feel uncomfortable, I'm going to be leaving this as a professional. He didn't even do that because he's not built for this. So no worries. It says on the screen, having a dumpster channel for this doesn't make people forget whose brand. So, but God mind, what is the issue? Why do you have a problem with me addressing Chris Harris slandering me and calling me a whore for 5 hours and using our debate to critique the debate? That's not even the issue, but sitting there calling me a whore during the critique. Why do you have a problem with me showing his character? Why? How does this hurt the brand? What is the madness? This is something I want to say. Like, what in the world? Why would anyone want their personal lives to be entertainment for? What the hell are you talking about? Where am I talking about my personal life? Can somebody please in the chat? It's not me, right? Why is this brother, or whoever this person is, it could be a woman, why is this person asking me why I'm addressing someone who is slandering and bashing, talking about the house is falling, 4 videos he's done, talking about our brand, and then calling me a whore? I let that go. You know why I went live? Because now he's critiquing the debate that he said the house is falling, but we just had the house lit. And I want people to know this because he has a following that I need to start talking to. You understand what I'm getting at? I want people to make an informed decision as consumers, check. I want you to know when you go to his channel and you think you're listening to a real professional, you're not. You're listening to a man who is disrespectful and unprofessional. Now, my question is, why do you think it's inappropriate for me to point out the truth to the consumer so you can make an informed decision? I'm giving you facts on him. Is it a lie that Chris Harris sat for over 4 hours calling me a whore? Is it a lie that Chris Harris had my face on the screen saying that I wanted to have sex with all these men? Is it a lie that he was telling people that the house is falling and that Sonnetter supports people who watch Kitty, PORN? No, it's not. See, we are going to sit back and we are going to keep doing the scholarship, but I'm doing a public service announcement and letting you know who he really is. If anything I'm saying is untrue about him, I would like for somebody to prove it. Thank you, Afro Archaea, sister. But the pa is irrelevant. Just stay with this because the pa said we are with the scholarship, my friend. But This is the dumpster, and people know on the dumpster, we take out the trash and then we keep it moving. This is why this channel was set up. Now, let me finish because I'm going to show people the truth and then I'm going to move forward and I'm not going to worry about it, just like I haven't been worried about it. But if he's going to tear down, this is a thing, this is what people don't understand about social media. Don't believe when people say, oh, just ignore it. Just ignore it. Why? Once you there are things you do have to address. If you're going to tear down a platform, people who are following you saying, yeah, that platform is done for. They obviously, some of them are not smart enough until we point it out. He's using content from the platform that he said is getting torn down. The person that he called a bop and a whore, and the man who's married to that woman, he's using the content from our debate yesterday. Basically, when I say the content, he's critiquing the content. He's going over it. I thought it. So if I was somebody following him and cheering him on, like, yeah, forget that place. F them. You're the one. You got it, MVP. And then I turned on the show, like, so what are we looking at today? Oh, I'm just going to go over some of the stuff from the House of Consciousness. It's like, wait a minute. Weren't you just saying that they're going down? So if they're going down, why is that all the content that you have? If they're going down, why do I see you're the one trying to tear them down? You keep saying Nepal's tearing down the platform while you're trying to tear down the platform. Check. See, this bullshit that I let go so long. Oh, Nepal's, I just ignored it. Nepal's tearing down your platforms on there. They've been saying this for years. But it's really niggas who actually want the platform to fail. Ankh, Garfield, Chris Harris. Should I keep going? Rawborn. 4 niggas I just named hate the HOK. But those niggas were in Sonetter's ear quite often saying, she's tearing your platform down. No, you're tearing it down. Oh, no, you're not. That's a lie. You're trying to tear down the HOK name. Then you send people over here while I'm live exposing you to say, oh, come on, stick with the scholarship. This is tearing it. This ain't tearing shit down. Besides the lies and the sycophant, and I'm exposing him. So yeah, let me just keep that very clear right now. Thank you. All right, and the mods see everything. So all this why don't you stick to the scholarship? Why doesn't he stick to the scholarship? I thought he was the premier debater of all debaters. I thought he shits books. Okay, I'm getting a little, nasty, but my grandma said shit is her password into heaven, so that's why I never worried about that. But why are you over here? I thought he was so smart and intelligent that he doesn't go take the low road. He is the low road. Now I keep going, but I need to get in here. Yes, Ankh and Rawborn, both of them, they have done things against Sonetter, especially Rawborn. And I said Ankh in passing, I don't have anything against Ankh. He has a lot against me. He thinks I don't know that he'd be in my husband's ear talking shit about me. But I never really had an issue with him. See, a lot of these niggas don't know. I know you don't like me. But I sit up and I'm cordial with you. I'm peaceful with you. But I don't like you either. Yeah. They say, well, she doesn't know how to control herself and she don't shut up. I don't have to. Let me say this, by the way. Chris Harris talking about she's submissive. Her husband had to tell her 6-7 times to shut up. Why the fuck am I being told to shut up? And all you raggedy, hairy ass niggas are running around cursing each other out and arguing and screaming. But the minute I talk and I might interject or interrupt somebody, oh, you don't got discipline, Nepal. And then I'm supposed to just sit there. You got me fucked up. It's the toughest environment, right? And I am Nepal Shada. I know how to respect people, but people will respect me. I don't have to sit there and listen to something. Remember last night? Watch this, everybody. Remember, if anybody was watching last night when Jabari, I was going and talking about the Han dynasty and the Balaam and the prophecy of Deir Allah. And then Jabari was tired of listening to me. And he said, I'm going to leave. She's going too long. Does anybody remember that? Anybody? I love you too, Marquise. I don't know if it's Marquis or Marquise, but listen, remember that. And then what did I do? Even though he interrupted me, I said, okay, I'll stop. See, I know how to respect people when I get respect. Jabari, I didn't like him telling me to stop, but he respects me and I respect him back. If a bucket-headed drone of Chris hits a panel, and I know he's been loaded up with all kinds of hatred toward me, and he's sitting in the panel talking stupidly, and he keeps going and going, and then I say, you know what, let me stop you right there and let me get in here. And then he keeps on trying to talk, and then he won't shut up because he's not mature. And I'm trying to shut him up like Jabari was doing last night with me. He won't even say, okay, fine, let me yield. He won't. I get told, it's you. And I'm not talking about Sonetter. I'm talking about all you men out there, all you men who say, oh, Napa's emotional. She doesn't have discipline. What about the other guy? He was doing it too. But you always focus on me. But I don't, guess what? I'm going to keep going. Me not care. I don't care what you think about me. When it comes to that, I mean. Now, if you say, Napa, come on, you know, I've always had your back. You know, you didn't do that right. And I know you're somebody who really supports me. I'll listen and I'll self-reflect. But all this stuff about not being disciplined or submissive because I won't shut up on a panel during a heated debate, miss me and miss my husband. Because I listen to everything Sonetter tells me to do. I might not like it. I might have a smart mouth, but I listen to my husband. If he says, don't go out, don't do that, don't go there, don't hit that platform, don't do this, I listen. You're mad? Are you mad that you don't have a wife at all, Chris? And if you did, she damn sure wouldn't listen to you. I don't want to get personal, but I'm just saying he was talking about my marriage. But that wasn't even why I was going over this, though. Have potty mouths. Well, guess what? Okay, but let me let you know this, The Watcher. I'm going to give you a little, which yes, I have a potty mouth now. I didn't even say the F word before I got into social media. And my husband, he has a potty mouth, and I have matched him, not completely, but I do have a potty mouth. But shit is not a potty word to me. It never will be. It's equal to damn. Shit, damn, hell, they're all in the same category. The F word, yeah, it's pretty bad. The N word, yes, saying the N word, saying both F words, the FAGGOT and the FUCK, those are bad words. I'm not proud of using any word like that. So I'm working on it. I take the constructive criticism that I know is helpful to me. But about this stuff about, you know, don't go over this, I have to show you. Now I said enough, you know me. Let me see if I can go back in and screen share this where he gets help during a debate. I thought he was the MVP. No, he's not. Let's listen to him to get exposed by Garfield that he actually got a lifeline. He actually called Garfield during a debate and got information. That's called dishonest, and that's very, very bad as a debater. You can't stand your ground. You can't do it on your own. That's not the first time he's done that, but this time he got exposed. 1 second. I'm going to get it right now. Wow. See that, Tony? Yeah. Godmind is over here talking about this hurts the brand, but you're going to be over there as a mod? And boy, bye. I was getting that vibe. Like, stop that. That's just, you know what that is? That's gaslighting, y'all. That's gaslighting. He's over here trying to act like I'm tearing down the brand by pointing out people who are no, they're not tearing it down, who are slandering and coming against the brand. If we're so bad, why is he critique Godmind? Why is he using our debate? I thought he was doing big things with Ankh and Slower Mind. Yeah, I didn't know that. Thank you. Thank you to Tony. But at the end of the day, you know what? I'm not even shocked. Let me see if I can get in here. Tell me if the video is choppy. I want you to see the video. where Zion Lex exposes Chris for intellectual dishonesty. Y'all might not think this is a big deal, but those who are debaters and who watch debate know this is a huge deal. And it takes away all his credit as a debater, all his credibility. It brings him down beneath any credible debater that at least stands his or her ground. If they're choking or drowning in a debate, they take it and they try their best. No, not Chris. He gets lifelines. He makes phone calls to get help during debates. Debates that he harasses people to do. He harassed Zion Lex for years to get that debate. And once he gets it, he couldn't even do it. He needed help from Garfield. 1 second.
Garfield is full of it, bro. He ain't called me and gave me nothing in that debate. I guess no Zion Lex. Y'all would even know that I didn't even need that. That is horrible, man. Yeah, get on out of here. And at that, remember, guys, I had a slideshow. I prepared slides with that one. The only person that saw that presentation was outside the queue before the debate. And anybody knows, I'll say, hey, man, what you think about this? And besides that, notice what I kept saying in that debate. Your argument fits my argument, Zion. So that's not going to work, Garfield. We know what you're trying to do. You're trying to create a new reason not to debate one of the top people over here on this channel. First, it was a situation with your family. Then it was another situation with your family. Now that you gave me some answers. If that be the case, that would mean that you would not have to sit up there debating. 2, check this out. He sent me some slides and I didn't even use them. And I said, I can't read this.
Turn the camera on.
We're not going to do that. So watch this.
Chris,
Yeah, go
hold
ahead.
on before you get to that, because you brought Garfield up.
Yeah.
Garfield is in the
Go
building.
ahead, let's get it.
Garfield.
Go ahead.
Watch this. Chris, I never emailed you articles while you were live on the debate.
Yes. Watch this. He emailed me an art. First, he said he called me, family, and told me to read this.
We did
He
talk.
emailed me in it. Hold on. Let me talk. Hold on. We were live the entire debate. Hold on. No, you just said it,
You're a
Garfield.
liar.
Hold on.
You are lying.
No, you're a liar. You're a liar.
Garfield is
You're a liar. I'm
Where
gonna show you guys
Where
something.
did you get that?
He sent me some stuff.
Article from? Where did you get it
Hold
from?
on.
Where did you get it from? Where did you get that?
I got it from Zion Lex. He was using it. No, he was using it live on air. You're lying.
No.
You didn't give me any of that, Garfield.
Hey,
What he did was, hold on. See what he doing? Watch what he does.
I'm gonna show you the email.
Watch what he does.
I'm gonna show you this.
No, he didn't.
liar.
No, he didn't.
Well, I
He
never
showed
gave you no
me. He
information,
sent me.
right?
First, you said Torah.com. He sent me some slides with Edith Bruder, and I didn't even use it in the debate.
Yeah, but I
See
did
how you
tell
try to
before
mix your
that-
lie up?
No,
you did not.
Hold on.
You're telling
You
a
just
lie.
said- Hold on.
You just tried to mix it up.
All right, hey, Garfield,
Hold on,
when you come on,
hold
it'll
on,
be
Chris.
better, because I don't want...
Chris, hold on 1 second, Started. Hold on 1 second.
Slander. Well, you can't win.
Hold on 1 second. He just said Garfield is a liar. He had his slides outside the queue saw it. The minute I got on the phone, he said, oh, I did email him stuff. Right? Where did you get that article that destroyed dialect that night? Where did you get it from?
Okay, one more time. Notice how Garfield constantly moves his argument around. First, he said he called me with the Torah.com. That was a
I
lie.
did call you.
Then you
I did
said,
call
hold
you.
on, can I finish?
Let him finish,
Can I
Garfield.
finish,
Let him
please?
finish. Let him finish.
Then he said he sent me some slides that I never used because I couldn't synthesize that information. I didn't understand it because I never read Edith Bruder's work that you presented me. So I said, why present this in my debate? I presented 18 slides that defeated Zion Lex on my own. You tried to help, which is fine because everybody would need a team behind them every now and then. But that does not take away from my debate. What you're trying to do is steal the thunder. And what I did in that debate, I said, thank you, Zion Lex. Your argument agrees with me. And the same slides or the same article that he was using on Torah.com were on my slides already. Stop it, Garfield.
Let me say something real quickly. The debate is on record. And him bringing up the Torah.com about Deuteronomy 28 and the Assyrian Esarhaddon Treaty destroyed Zion Licks that night. And
All right.
Hey, Sonnet, I just need 2 minutes of your time, and then I'm
Go ahead, Garfield.
Can you share the screen, please, real quick? Okay, this is the day of the debate, February 20th, as you see right here. This is the time period of when the debate is going on. Look at this.
oh no! Oh no!
8:13, 8:38, 9:05, 10:42. Why are you on the phone during the debate if Garfield never helped you? Let me show you something else. Let me take this off the screen, because since Garfield is a liar, I'm gonna prove to y'all this right now. Look at this now. We love receipts. So look at this right now. This is the actual debate, what's going on. So when Zion pulled this out, right? When Zion said this, look at this. This is from the Torah.com website.
Academic biblical study and orthodoxy.
This is Zion talking.
Musings by college professor Josh.
He called me because he was nervous. He didn't have a response for this. So look at the 49-minute mark when he comes in. He's not on his slides anymore. Remember, he said he had his slides, right? Look what he pulls up.
I am ready. Now here we go. First of all, he just did an appeal to authority.
You see this? The Torah.com, it's not in his slides. If you notice, it's on Google. He Googled that because I gave him the link to this.
Uh-oh!
Look at this. This goes into Deuteronomy 28 and the Esarhaddon Vassal Treaty. Why one depends on the other. Who gave him this? This is what murdered Zion Licks that night. I don't lie, son. I don't need to lie. Good night. I don't need to lie.
Big Garfield in the building. What's that?
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? And is it choppy? I went off of my other device and feedback when you come on. What about now? Am I getting feedback? I don't think so because I closed out the other one. Okay, I'm going to talk and just let me know. Can you hear me? Oh, good. Okay. So as you saw, I didn't do the typical Nepal thing, cut in. You saw Chris is a liar. He sat there and lied straight to the audience, straight to our faces, saying, "Oh no, he sent." First, he said, "Oh, he sent me an email, but I didn't even use it." Then we saw during the debate on Garfield's call log, Chris was calling Garfield during a debate, and then he got information and used it in the debate. I rest my case. So this is business. I'm not talking about how he looks. I'm not talking about his woman. I'm not talking about his sex life. I'm not talking about anything besides him and his character. Now, let me know if you can hear me. If it's oh, it's not choppy. Yay! All right. Thank you, Tony. I want to show you his content. And I want you to really think of the top debaters. And, I'm going to go all the way up to the top that we love, debaters we love, like, of course, Jabari, Zion Lex, Divine Prospect, myself. Who else? Tazariak. Can you go to any of these people's channel and look at their channel and see a bunch of disrespectful stuff? Thank you, Latoya. No, you can't, because honestly, like, even I get somebody who sincerely says, "Come on, you don't want this to take away from the scholarship." So usually people do care, and they say that, like, we don't want this on our channels, this kind of stuff. Not even this, what I'm doing, but I do need to address the people, and this is the platform where we address these kind of things. When we're being attacked, this is a platform for us to address it, and I think our audience has the right to hear from us, right? I mean, yes, we could keep quiet about a lot of stuff, but we want to be able to talk to you like I'm talking to you today about this liar and this fake and this cheater and this irresponsible, unprofessional, disrespectful, I'll use it again, debater named Chris Harris. You're not a professional. You never will be. And I'm glad he's exposed himself. So I'm going to share something else. I wanted you to see his channel. I want you to take a look at it. Just take a look at his channel. Let's see how he gets his debates by harassing people. Chris Harris, we're going to go to his channel. All right, let's take a look. Everybody, we're all together? Everybody can see the what's on the screen, right? Great. Let's walk down and read these titles. All righty. Okay, let's go. He's live, calling me a bop, which means whore, going over my debate that I had with the other two brothers and with our brother Jabari. So with the other three brothers. Then we go over to this one, of course. Let's address this bop named Napa. That's because I told people to stop listening to him about Josephus. Then we have this. This is another troll video. We did a video about IQ. Here he is, low IQ, huh? Be sure that he's in there disrespecting people, because he is. Judah Stop. Noetic Science is pseudo. Once again, trolling. All he does is troll. Have y'all noticed? He's just always the adversary of everything. He's never original. Let's keep going, though. Ankh West speaks on evolution and proves Egyptians, but look at his thumbnail. Certified simp records, some lady's booty stuck out. This is not scholarship, and this isn't professional. The house is falling. Laugh my ass off. He's attacking the HOK. Why? What it's on? We just are doing business. Judah Nutsy hates Pan-Africanism. Look at the picture. This is not a professional. This is a low life, and he doesn't have any scholarship. And even if he did, nobody wants to debate anyone who's disrespectful like him. Morning Coffee, Sonia Massey, Jesus Wars, Extra Value Meal debates. He's talking about somebody's debates, because he's not talking about, he's talking about how we're charging $2.99 for the people who complain about the debate prices. We decided to start bringing the prices down and doing not doing 30 and up, on like $30 and up. So we said, you know what, let's not do $30 and up. It's not just because Senator got demonetized. It's because we thought about it like, you know what? Let's start changing the prices on the debates and make them lower. He calls them extra value meal. See, this isn't a professional. All he does is troll and talk about us. What's wrong with these bums? This isn't a professional debater. Bobby Brownjaw versus Chris Harris. This is not a professional, respectful debater. Return of Bobby Brownjaw. Jeremiah Judah melts down. I don't care what happened. He calls himself a professional. He calls himself a premier debater. Premier debaters don't behave like this. Let's keep going, though. He did an apology to Neo X because he was going back and forth with her back then. And he really, that's a way he thought he could hurt Sonetter, but he hurt himself. Let's keep going. Judah Nuts provides us with Booger Sugar Scholarship. Booger Sugar Scholarship is something he's been saying about a lot of people. Let's keep going. Judah Naz. Oh, here it is. Chief X. I told y'all Chief X would run. Remember he had a debate that was set up with Chief X? Chief X didn't want to debate him. Why? Because he's disrespectful. So it's not just Judah who makes videos on him, which are response videos. It's not us. Chief X didn't want to do a debate with him. He's disrespectful. Chief X will die. That was before Chief X got out of the debate. All coons look alike. This is not a professional debater. This is not a respectable debater. Why I've taken a break from social media. Right. Garfield Reed displays new minstrel show scholarship. This is the guy that you call MVP? This is all he does. Nobody wants to debate him. He's disrespectful. Let's keep going. He has no discipline and he has no respect. He talks about Africa, does his morning coffee title, talks about Passover. I'm sure he was being disrespectful. But let's look at what he said about Brother Reggie. Does Brother Reggie do videos on people? Of course not. He just does scholarship. But what does he have? Reggie, quote, crybaby Mabry, stops by crying. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's see what Tony, exactly. So go over to his channel and push peace. Caught red-handed. You don't see these types of titles on the HOK. Never will. That's right, brother. We don't do this. We do scholarship. Let's keep going, though. It's not just Reggie. It's not just Chief X. It's not Judah Naz. But let's leave Judah out because Judah will bang back like a wild tiger. So let's talk about people who don't bang on him personally. They just do scholarship. Already we see he went after Chief X, disrespected him. Garfield Reed, he still attacked him disrespectfully, calling him a minstrel. Here he is talking about crybaby Mabry. Here he is going in on, look, Ali Muhammad provides us with housing voucher scholarship. Do y'all not see what I'm showing you? Do you see what I am showing you? Do you see the type of person he is? Those are insults. Those are low down, dirty, unprofessional, disrespectful insults. Why would anyone take this guy seriously is beyond me. He's tearing himself down. Look at the video. Look at the picture with the 40 ounces. Chief X proves 40-ounce consciousness. He's disrespectful to Black people. By the way, these are racist comments. Housing voucher scholarship, 40-ounce consciousness. Let's look at the racism he does. Minstrel show scholarship. Why does it have to be minstrel show? Oh, all coons look alike. Minstrel show, housing voucher, 40-ounce consciousness. Nobody did anything to him to where he should be talking to them in a racist way. He's talking about what they're teaching, right? Let's keep going. Big Chief Top Cats continues to prove Cobra Commander scholarship. I'm telling you, this is the guy that you guys are talking about. Anyone over there taking him seriously does not know, doesn't have very good discernment. There's no way you should take this guy seriously. That's why I'm saying I'm not the only person. I'm glad he showed what he did to me. He talks about me. He calls me a whore in the back. Silent K, I know you're out there. You admit it. Chris talks about me. You didn't even admit it because you're too loyal. I said, Sonetter asked him, he said, you mean to tell me you're friends with him and you're going to tell me he never talked about Napata to you? And Silent K just sat there and said, you know what? I'm not going to comment on that. Of course he talks about me. That doesn't bother me, but I'm glad the people can see who he is. Let's keep going. Okay, Chief X dies on his own source. Shake my head. That's not too bad, but I'm sure he's disrespecting him in the video. Root Words provides, ready y'all, more racism toward blacks, liquor store scholarship. I thought he was pro-black people. Now, I'm not talking about when people are attacking me and I do my slave voice, my slave accent. Because that's when I hear somebody coming at me from Chris's channel talking about you Dominican and you don't love black people. And why are you saying that our IQs are low? Why are you saying we got to do something about it? I didn't say, I'm not focusing on IQ, but we do need to start reading more and get better at doing things. And I know it has to do with our oppression and slavery, but that's when I do my, so massive, we can't go in there, science in there. Like when our sister Dulcinea was doing the debate and I did that. That's me as a black person saying, stop being ridiculous. We're not going to be these shuffling, ignorant people. But he's over here calling people liquor store scholarship. What else does he do? Look at this. Sister Bethy. What does Sister Bethy do to him that he put this up here talking about? Look at that picture he did I'm telling you, this isn't a real scholar. This isn't a professional. This is a low life, disrespectful troll. Sister Bethy provides us with, quote, Mammy Coon scholarship. Notice everything he says is a derogatory thing toward black people. Liquor store. I thought he was so pro-black. Housing voucher. Mammy Coon. Minstrel show. Abos now support the Confederate flag. I don't take this man for his word. I'm getting into information. Oh yeah, right. Sure you are. Let's see. The book of Genesis is trash. Okay, well, let's see. You see what I'm showing you though? Let's see here. Nature Boy Revisited. Why? But okay. Oh, look at this where Ankh is entertaining him. But look at what he did. He shows Radio, Cuba Gooding, where he played the autistic challenge guy. Morning Coffee, Bobby Boogers, calls him Boogers, displays scientifically illiterate scholar shit. Sleazefield, okay, I thought he was a professional. This is what his people like this. When Devion went over there to debate him, listen what he says about Devion. Judah Natsara and his side chick, Devion, why would he attack that young brother and call him a side chick over information? That brother's married. He's raising 3 babies with a black wife. He follows Torah. He follows his belief. He's building a home. He bought a home. He's remodeling it. Why is this brother a side chick? I thought you were pro-black. But they don't mind. They like him calling a brother side chick because the brother says attacks was going back and forth about the information. See what I'm saying? Here he is with that ignorant person off of what's that show? You know what I'm saying? It would be one thing if he's like, well, that's how I do things, but he sits up and acts like I'm so highbrow. I read and I'm so professional and you guys are not as smart as me. I'm such a great debater. I'm on the level of Jabari. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not on the level of Jabari as a debater. You're not. If you were on the level of Jabari as a debater, you would be respectful as a debater. Check. I got to look at the chat for that one. Right? If you, let me see, Napa is boring when she tries to act smart. See, these are people from his channel. I'm not acting. Come on now, Judah Naz is worse when it comes to stuff. Let me show you the logic of Blizak. But Blizak, your master, your leader, Chris Harris says he's the premier debater on the level of the highest, most professional debaters. He says that he's a serious scholar. Okay? That's why I said don't worry. When I was going through the list, I said don't worry about Judah Naz. Chris Harris touts himself as the premier debater on the level of professionals like Jabari, Reggie, Zion Lex. He's not. He's not on the level of them. Anybody. I don't do what he does. If you want to be a premier debater and you want to be respected, you don't do these kind of things. You don't disrespect Black people for no reason and call young Black men side chicks and call Sister Bethy a mammy. You look at the picture he did with snot coming out of Devion's nose. How is he supposed to be on the level of a respected debater, y'all? Yeah, exactly. And the watcher, as you see, is not, he's not being biased toward me. How is he a respected debater and he's got all of those slanderous videos? It's weak, and yes, it is. And we're starting to see how weak it is. And you saw Garfield had to help him during a debate that he was begging for. So let's go finish the list. I could just go on and on. Let's keep going. Look what he did to Top Cat's face with the eyes because he didn't want to get a privacy strike. He calls him legendary top trash, lies again. Why is he calling him top trash? Just because he doesn't like his information? Let's keep going. What kind of respectable debater does this? Look at the picture, the face. Look what he does to the face of Top Cats and Chief X. Legendary top trash tells the truth. Chief X provides us with Moringa oil scholarship because Chief X sells Moringa oil, but that is a Black thing as well. He's very disrespectful. He's very racist towards Blacks. He says a lot of very racially motivated things that are not even warranted. Look what he did to Dulcinea's face. Dulcinea, aka Delusionea, provides us with genetic buffoonery scholarship. He did this just because Dulcinea went on Sa Neter and showed her DNA results. He thinks it's okay to slander people, to lie. Slander means lie. To lie on people and to disrespect people and insult people. See? Because he doesn't like their position as far as teaching. He's not respectable. He's just a troll. And I could go on and on. Look at Dane Calloway. The Abos proved where Waldo's scholarship. He trolled Dane Calloway for almost 2 years, I think, maybe longer. Insane explain away displays and he wonders why no one wants to debate him. He wonders why no one wants to debate him. He wonders why no one wants to debate him. Nobody wants to debate Chris Harris. I think I made my point. This was important to do because I want to show everyone while you're over there and you're saying, oh, Napaz boring. Oh, Chris, you're the MVP. MVP of what? Of disrespecting people? Top Cats does not want to debate him. Dane Calloway doesn't take him seriously. Zion Lex doesn't take him seriously. Pastor Bennett doesn't take him seriously. I won't divulge what I know personally, but people that he sycophants to at this point, bootlicking, saying how the GOAT. I'm not quoting Jabari, but Jabari is not interested in being associated with anyone who just trolls people and talks about people. I'm not speaking for him, but he's a Ma'at priest, and he's a real scholar. And he's a real historian. He's a real professor at a college in New York. He appreciates the adoration, but you're a bootlicker, Chris Harris. You think that he's going to be okay with you and you're disrespecting one of his dearest friends who is Sa Neter? They're friends in real life. And I'm not even trying to put Jabari on focus, but like, you see how he He panders to Jabari because Jabari is Jabari. He wants what Jabari has. He wants the following. He wants the respect. He wants the adoration. You'll never have it. You're not Jabari. You're not Jabari. Jabari can eviscerate you, and you think you're having a slow dance, but he's cutting you, killing you softly. Chris, you're not Jabari, bro. You never will be. You're not respectable. You're not loyal. You're not honorable. You call black women whores when they're not whores. You disrespect black men who are your elders and who have built you up. What more can I say, right? Shout out to Inky. You attack a black man who actually gave you the little bit of recognition that you have right now and your audience. So I think I said enough. Okay. Stay away from people who lie, who cheat during debates, who curse their paid audience out. Oh, let me see if I can get the video where he left the platform before. Sonetta probably took it down, but he had a debate with Vocab Malone. He had the audacity to, once he closed out, he said, F this debate. No, F your gut, not F this debate. Even if I was a whore, I'm a whore who's a better debater than you, more professional, more respectable. Okay, so let me see. Where is it? I think Sonetta took it down, but Yara has it up. So let me see if I can find it where he actually curses the people out. I think he says, and anybody out there who believes in this God, or he says to Vocab, F your God. Let me see if it's on here again. I'm going to go to the end. I hope y'all are it. Hold on. I don't know if Yara did the whole thing. Damn. Nope. He didn't get it. Well, it's not up anymore, but anybody who knows and was there, he cursed the audience out. He cursed the audience out and he left. Oh, I think Vocab might have it. Here it is. Uh-oh, wait a minute. It's a 2010. Hold on. I think I found it on oh wow, I found it. He got beaten by Vocab. He got beaten. I found it. Thank you. Oh, this guy compares himself to the top. Please don't take. They're flowing. What does that mean, Tony? Tell me what you mean. Oh, I think you're saying because it's going fast. Let me show you guys. I wasn't lying on him. I'm not lying. I don't lie on these people. Watch him at the end of this professional debate with Vocab. Thank you, Vocab, for having this video up. Fair use of my husband's debate that is on our brother Vocab Malone's channel. All right, let's get it. So watch when he closes out because he was getting beaten. I'm gonna let you see the end. So, and look at where he got his popularity, y'all. Sonetta. So let me go ahead and share this. I want you to hear him how this guy says he's a professional debater and he's so disciplined. He has the audacity to say, Nepal, you need to work on your discipline. That was gaslighting. And I always remind him, you're the one who curses people out during debates and leaves in the middle of the debate. Okay, now let's go ahead and present. All right, let me play it. Let me know if you can hear the audio.
Said himself when regarding Leviticus, the 25th chapter, that it is not an ideal situation. He said that because he's know that he does not want to be owned as property by anyone forever. But then he tried to say, oh, it's a form of selling yourself into destitution. Well, if you can sell yourself into destitution and somebody can own you forever, that is still exploitative, sir. The fact that you can sit up there and own a man's wife and children and try to force him to, hey, become a slave forever if you say you love your wife and your kids, because that's the stipulation manipulation that they put in there shows that you're even blind. It shows that you don't use common sense. It shows that you have cognitive barriers put all up around you. And it's, yes, you are a slave to Christ.
Okay, now you hear how he's debating this guy? Those are called ad homs. Right there, that's not professional debating. You're blind. You're a slave to Christ. Yeah, you know what? I have no problem with Sister Dulcinea. She, you know, it's water under the bridge. She minds her business. She's professional. And all the sisters over there, definitely. Nobody is more unprofessional than Chris Harris, and Dulcinea and I have that in common, where Chris Harris has been highly disrespectful to both of us just because we're women debaters. Okay, so yes, James, you notice these are ad homs that he's using. Blind and you're a slave to Christ. There are ways to word things in a debate. You can get that same message across without being insulting personally, but Chris Harris doesn't know how to do that. He can't. Let's keep listening to him.
Christ doctrine itself is an enslaving doctrine because it tells you that you shall be put in chains, you shall be put in holes, you should be put in jail. Even in the book of Revelations, it tells you that.
Look at poor vocab. See how he's keeping, that's a professional debater. See how he's keeping his composure? He knows this guy is insulting. And I'm not talking about the doctrine of the Bible saying slaves. He's personally attacking this guy. He's not doing the information. He's not a good debater. That's why I ranked higher than him when I first started debating. I could run rings around this guy as a professional. Even in my presentation I'm doing right now, I haven't gone down below the belt like he does. It's impossible for him because he is an emotional wreck, unstable, disrespectful, misogynistic, sexist, dishonest, bootlicking. And when I say bootlicking, I mean, I'm not going to baby him. He's a bootlicker. He's a sycophant. He panders to the authority. You know how he says appeal to authority when we talk about debating, and Jabari used that. He's the epitome of appealing to authority. Anybody need their boots cleaned? He's got a tongue for hire. Let's keep listening.
These things are going to.
But the difference between him and me, I would never say that in a debate. He would. Let's keep listening to this unprofessional, low-life debater when it comes to debates. He's low. He's subpar.
Happen to Christians, which he admitted in the book of Revelations is supposed to be the end of all things. So therefore, it's not even liberating at the end of it. What he tried to use is this moral code that he likes to talk about. He even sat up there and said that, oh yeah, God can punish and kill who he chooses with his righteous judgment. But then he wants to use it there when it suits him, but then turn around and try and say that God is a liberating God. But God hates a group of people because of the gods that they worship. Let me explain something to y'all here. The Bible, the fact that he said he doesn't agree with this after he said that, oh, they're just selling themselves into slavery. They're selling themselves. But then when you read it to him in its proper context, which none of these Christians called up here and addressed, he said, it's something I don't want to morally, I don't think that it would be a good situation for. Why does he admit that now? The debate is over because he knows that it is inherently oppressive. It is inherently.
Isn't this amazing? Look at the bottom. The person who donated $5 said, never trust a yes man. That's the name of the channel that donated. Chris is a yes man. When he knows it's going to benefit him, he's not even the wingman. A wingman is somebody who's got some honor. He's a yes man sycophant. Who's the guy who followed Puffy around with the umbrella? His old Puffy's boyfriend, his secret boyfriend. What was it? Cartwright or Fort, whatever the dude. That's Chris. He's the umbrella holder. He's the bootlicker. He's the yes man. And that's crazy to see that at the bottom. Never trust a yes man, $5. And the comment was, keep doing your thing, Sa. Let's keep listening to this non-debating. And the closeout, this is his closeout. I don't know about y'all, but it's giving emotional, like, You Christians, you know he used to be a full-fledged Jesus-loving Christian all his life, and even into his front when he came in as a debater. It's giving emotional Christian. It's not giving, and now I'm closing out my debate. Let's keep listening.
Really exploitative. God should have known that man will take a doctrine such as this and take it into other people's lands and try to sit up there and use it as a power wheel against them by telling them, because this book says something, because this book says that it's evil, that your culture is evil. They are adjudicating other.
Now, you see what he did? Now, some people would cheer that on like, oh, he threw the Bible. How are you trying to be taken seriously as a debater, though? If you're just a character, yeah, they love you. If you're just another YouTube personality, you're going to get a lot of love from the people who think that's entertaining. But you're trying to tell us that you're a professional debater on the level of Jabari, a professional scholar on the level of me, on the level of Zion Lex, Naphtali. Yes, you're not even on her level because you're not professional. He threw a Bible just now, y'all. It doesn't, I'm not triggered because, oh, the Bible, I know that's a book. But the point is, would you ever see Jabari or Brother Reggie throw the Bible? Brother Reggie was going in on the information of the slave Bible. Would you ever see Brother Reggie throw a Bible during a presentation, during a professional debate? Never. He's a professional. He's a real respected scholar and teacher. He's a historian and a researcher. He's a chematologist. Would you ever see, you think you'd ever even see Smash Rockwell, who we know was a rapper, or is a rapper, excuse me. He was at one time very, very famous, and he's still, a very well-known rapper. But my point is, he's a rapper. You think you'd ever see him sit up here and say, F your God, and throwing Bibles and stuff? No, he just goes with his professional information, and he's cool. But Chris Harrison thinks he's trying to brainwash us and gaslight us and make us think that he's on the level of Jabari. No, my friend, you're not. You're a wild ass. And that's it. You're a wild ass. Remember Ice Age, those who have children? Yeah, you're a wild ass.
Other people's cultures according to one's own. And that is the true definition of what ethnocentrism is. The book is only written from the position of the Israelite. Jesus never said anything about coming to redeem some European. That is a Pauline doctrine that this brother was teaching. The Bible never speaks of everybody. It only speaks of the Israelites. Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Ezra, all of them are only speaking to one group of people. They are not speaking to you. And what does he offer you all? Liberation theology. He said that it was a concept because he does not believe that people can be liberated or freedom. When he asked me, what does freedom mean? And I told him that freedom is liberation, which your Bible does not offer. It is oppressive. It has sanctioned genocide. They have songs about bashing babies' heads in. I guess it don't mean that in context. They even celebrate a damn festival called the Passover in which African children were killed.
See right there, that's true. That's good. That's good information. See, why didn't he stick with all? Just stick with that right there. Instead of saying the debate was about the Bible. You notice how he made it into a personal thing? He didn't say the Bible says do this to African children. You get what I'm saying? That's professional debating, my friends. Some people might say, well, he said they, so what? No, but remember, this is the guy who says he's the top premier debater. This is the guy who says he has the audacity to let the word discipline come out of his mouth when he's giving people advice about debating. Why is he going personal with ad homs? Why are you not saying the Bible says this, the Bible says that, this is the Bible? You can even go as far as to ask a question. I don't understand why anyone would follow this, or who would follow this. That's professional. And it still has the same effect. But no, he has to be unprofessional, unrefined, and attack. Let's keep listening. He has to get personal. They, he, this, you. This is not a professional.
And you have the audacity to sit here and say somehow your book is righteous. This book makes you lose all your common sense. And when somebody like me comes around and tries to tear down these cognitive barriers that these Christians, in which all he offered was liberation theology, because he knows the book is oppressive, guess what they say? You're the bad guy. I'll be that. So with that being said, Brother Sarnetta, thank you, King, for allowing me on. This is very special.
Notice he called him a king, but he really, at this moment, really hates Sonnetter. We already had inside information that he was talking about Sonnetter, saying he's going to take the platform over, that Sonnetter's dumb. He doesn't even know how to run a real debate league. Y'all, anybody who's been watching both camps, or both people, I mean, his channel and ours, you know I'm not lying. He would go and do little slide comments. He would talk on the phone with people talking about F the HOK. I'm gonna come and take that over, show them how to really do debates. Sonnetter doesn't know what he's doing. And he's up here calling him king. Remember the word I said about sycophant and the words bootlicker? You just saw him bootlick. Thank you, King. You don't even like Sonnetter. Because listen, if y'all don't believe me, let me drive it home. Then if he's a king and you respect him so much, since you want to critique my marriage, why are you going to curse out anybody during a debate on his channel when you know, number one, you can't say the F word on the channel, and number two, he's putting on a professional debate? Why would you disrespect him like that if he's such a king? Because you're a fake. Remember, I used the word pretender. You're a liar. You're a backstabber, and you're a wild, unprofessional debater who trolls people and insults people. Let's listen. Let me scroll it back because I want you to get the whole effect of this lying person who is disrespectful. Let's get it.
Kill. And you have the audacity to sit here and say somehow your book is righteous. This book makes you lose all your common sense. And when somebody like me comes around and tries to tear down these cognitive barriers that these Christians, in which all he offered was liberation theology, because he knows the book is oppressive, guess what they say? You're the bad guy. I'll be that. So with that being said, Brother Sarnetta, thank you, King, for allowing me on. This is very special to me because this is my first debate. And as you would call the big time, I really enjoyed it. I just want to say this in closing.
The first debate on the big time, y'all heard that, right? Wow, I forgot that part. So this is when he first came in. Sonnetter did something special for him. He was excited to be in the big time. You got that right. This is the big time. This is the big screen. And that's why you're mad that my husband finally, according to Miss Nicole, and the other brother, I forgot who said it. I don't want to say it was the watcher, but those two who were commenting earlier said he cannot come back or it will block your blessings. It'll block our blessings. Shout out to Miss Nicole, and I see you, Brother La. I see you, Brother La. I was telling you, know I got love for you, Brother La, but you be rustling my feathers with the shake my head, but it's all love. You're a good brother, and you know what? Your woman is a reflection of you. And you're a reflection of her. But your woman said something. I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm looking at this video. Your woman said something earlier that he can't come back after all the disrespect he's done to Sonnetter. Sonnetter made this man. I never liked Chris. Chris never liked me. But Chris Harris never liked my husband either. He just needed something from my husband. Yep. Let me rewind that. Wow. After he says, this is my first debate. Now, remember, this is the guy who says he's on the level of Jabari. He's professional. He's the best. Oh, I don't know why Nepal's such a dumb bop. She's such a hoe. She's so airheaded. She doesn't have any information. She doesn't know how to debate. Okay. But has anyone ever heard me curse anybody out during the debate, leave a debate during the debate, curse the audience out? No. And I dang sure in my very first debate didn't do what he's about to do. Let me scroll it back. I know, just indulge me. I promise I won't. This time I'll let it go all the way through. Get right here.
You're the bad guy. I'll be that. So with that being said, Brother Sarnetta, thank you, King, for allowing me on. This is very special to me because this is my first debate. And as you would call big time, I really enjoyed it. I just want to say this in closing because I'm enjoying pissing everybody off. Fuck Yahweh, Moses, Jesus, David, Abraham and his 3 wicked ass sons, and your Bible and your fake false liberation theology. Peace. And fuck
All
the
right.
European.
Thank you, brother Chris. Thank you for coming through. All right, brother.
Okay, y'all just witnessed what I've been talking about. Why you think my husband said thank you, brother Chris? Sarnetta was gobsmacked. He was so shocked and disappointed. Sarnetta, what was that? That's my husband. We talked about it. I was like, what the hell? Sarnetta's like, why? Why did he do that? He was so embarrassed. He was so disappointed. He gave him a chance, and this is what he does on a debate? And look, it was during the debate, my family. And did I lie? He left. The debate wasn't even over, y'all. He didn't even stay and let the brother close out. He didn't let vocab close out. But this is the dude who says he's a high-level debater and he's professional. I don't get into all this, and I'm professional. And Napa, you don't have any information, and you're a horrible debater, and you need discipline. No, you are the horrible debater. This is why nobody wants to debate you, and this is why you're not HOK material. Sarnetta's too loving. He tried his best. He puts everything into anybody that comes over. He called him Tank Davis. He said, come on in. And you saw what he just did? Have you ever thought that you could be giving him more to talk about? No, my friend, listen, if you're being sincere, my friend, this isn't about him. This is about you and the others who are watching him and don't know who he really is. I don't care what he talks about, my friend. I promise you I don't care. This is really for the people, because you saw he did the video on me. I didn't do any response. You see him, the videos before, he's talking about me and my husband, and mostly talking about my husband, trying to tear down my husband's business. You notice that? You notice when the sentence, everybody stay with me, especially you, Brother Law, because you be listening. Remember when the sentence came out for Polite, the sentencing? Chris went to his channel and started bashing the HOK, saying it's done, the brand is finished. Notice he always goes after the HOK. The house is falling. He's nothing but a low-life hater. He is disrespectful, and he bites the hand. First, he licks the boots, and once them boots aren't lickable anymore, y'all, he does a little leapfrog up in the air. He does a pounce up to the hand and bites the hand. So he licks the boots, and when he can't get any more dust, he's hungry for more. He wants to bite the hand. That's what he does. Let me see what. Okay, I agree because I didn't know that about the phone call. Yes, thank you. See, the watcher, and I'm not staying on this. I'm doing this video. Y'all look at this, how he acts. And the next time you hear him sitting there talking about, oh, Nepal's stupid, Nepal's not disciplined. You're not disciplined, Chris. Now remember, this isn't a panel, where, tension is high. Sometimes, egos get flared. This is a professional debate, and not just a professional debate, his premier debate. Usually people are saying, oh, gosh, I'm going on the HOK. I'm so nervous. I know I did. The first time I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be at the HOK. This is awesome. I can't mess up. I can't mess up. Nah, he didn't care. He came in there and he cursed the whole audience out, cursed out the whoever's God is out there. What if there were people out there who really thought, I like Chris Harris. I'm a Bible believer, but he's a great professional debater. There's people who are Bible believers who love Jabari, who love Brother Reggie. Judah Naz is one of them. He's a huge fan of Reggie. I'm talking about Brother Reggie. He looks up to him because Brother Reggie has proven, even when the tensions get high, they don't cross that unprofessional line. But this guy climbs right out of the gutter, and look what he does. Let's go back.
Book makes you lose all your common sense. And when somebody like me comes around and tries to tear down these cognitive barriers that these Christians, in which all he offered was liberation theology, because he knows the book is oppressive, guess what they say? You're the bad guy. I'll be that. So with that being said, Brother Sarnetta, thank you, King, for allowing me on. This is very special to me because this is my first debate, and as you would call the big time, I really enjoyed it. I just want to say this in closing because I'm enjoying pissing everybody off. Fuck Yahweh, Moses, Jesus, David, Abraham and his 3 wicked ass sons, and your Bible and your fake false liberation theology. Peace, and fuck the European.
Thank you, Brother Chris. Thank you for coming through.
You know who's professional? My husband, Vocab Malone. Why is he enjoying family? I thought this is the highest scholar who reads 10,000 books a month. I thought this was the guy who looks down his nose at everyone who doesn't have a degree in whatever. And I think they discovered that he doesn't have a degree. That doesn't matter to me. It's your character. I thought this was the guy who always aligns himself with the highest of high when it comes to the debate forums. Why are you enjoying pissing people off? This is your first time in the audience. I'm just confused. Especially when I can see Senator Summer Jammed. It said Chris won the debate. Why would you be? Nobody's attacking him. Why are you enjoying pissing people off and cursing people out? And why did you leave the debate? Because you're not professional. You're not on the level. And that's why you're not in the HOK anymore. Because the HOK is, when we say the toughest environment, we don't mean, and then roll your neck and bite your bottom lip at the corner and say, foot, you foot. No, we mean toughest, meaning, can you be disciplined? Can you stay composed but still be fiery? Can you get the information, stand toe to toe? And you can't, Chris. You can't. You've proven yourself. You're right where you belong. You are over there with sex offenders, with slanderers, with people who attack people's mothers and people's children. You're in the right place now. And I want to say good for you. For those who really want scholarship, who really want to see things done correctly, like our audience who's listening, you don't have to be my friend. I'm giving you the information. Next time you go over there, think about that. Be careful who you praise. Let them earn the praise. Sarnetta has earned praise, and he's very forgiving. That's why, back to Miss Nicole, I'm going to show him your comment, and I'm going to show him all the comments. I keep saying, Sarnetta, don't bring Chris Harris back over here. He doesn't need Chris Harris. He actually, the time he brought him back when you saw him debating on the HOK Coliseum, guess what? This isn't even a lie. I already was done with him once I didn't like him personally, but when I saw what he did to Sarnetta with Polite, you saw me. When I saw him hit a panel once, I'm like, what are you doing here? And then Sarnetta said, no, Napa. And that made him feel like my husband was going against me, which he wasn't. He just didn't want me to go back and forth with Chris Harris because he didn't want to have to bust Chris Harris's head to the white meat. You get it? So, but with the HOK Coliseum, anybody who saw Chris come over there do the Izzy debate, you know, we had a meeting, like it was me, Sarnetta, and some other people, Judah Naz. You know that Judah and Sarnetta were two people saying, let's bring Chris over to the Coliseum. And I was like, hell no. Hell no. It's overkill. I know I was being facetious, Tony. Each time one read the KJV, it took me 1 year. I know, that's why I was being facetious. That's right. I'm going to address your comment, The Watcher. And I'm going to, when you say present, remember the word. I want you to take the S, the E, the N, the T off and put TENDS. He pretends well. Yes. I always liken him to, if anyone has ever watched Leave It to Beaver, the reruns of Nick at Night, or even, I doubt if anybody's that old in here that you saw the show when it was actually playing when it was being first aired. But there's a show called Leave It to Beaver. There's a young brother, and then there's an older brother who's in high school named Wally. Wally has a friend named Eddie Haskell. Eddie Haskell is always getting Wally in trouble. He's a bad kid. But whenever Mrs. Cleaver comes around, or Mr. Cleaver, he'll be in Wally's ear like, yeah, we should do this, Wally, and yeah, we'll do this, Wally. But then when he sees the adults, the authority come around, he's like, oh, hello, Mrs. Cleaver. If I might say, you look very, very charming today, ma'am. I want to tell you that your casserole was absolutely delicious. Did you put was that turkey sausage or was that beef sausage? It was so good. So he panders to them. He pretends. That's Chris Harris. He's Eddie Haskell. He's Eddie Haskell. He's a pretender. I think you meant present on a just a character level, but if you meant the debates, yeah, he comes off with this at the surface as if he knows what he's doing, but he's just a bully. He's just a bully. Any type of scholarship that he has is overshadowed by the slander, the insults, the unprofessionalism, the disrespect for the platform. That overshadows his scholarship, which is average at best. Once he jumped on the panel and he tried to tell me something, and it was about the Bible, so that's my lane. And he didn't know a scripture. He didn't know Torah like he tries to tout himself. He purports himself as being a Bible expert, but he's not. And I mentioned something about the donkey in the sacrifice, how it says that you will break the neck of the donkey or get a lamb to sacrifice. He started to mock me and laugh under, like, donkey, right? Well, I pulled the scripture and made him look stupid. It was that easy. He's subpar. When I did the Levitical priesthood as the prototype the Kemetic priesthood as a prototype to the Levitical priesthood, which I still stand on that. He actually was over on his channel entertaining my position without even giving me credit, without saying, yeah, Nepal brought this up. And he did say something like, oh, you won that debate, Nepal. But that was when he got mad at Christina Nick on a panel and he wanted to do a dig on her. So this is the type of character he is. He's not professional, and he got his crowd from HOK, and yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I forgot, he backstabbed Black Jesus Minister, who, all of these people are not around anymore, but Chris Harris, you don't see Black Jesus Minister doing the type of stuff that he's doing. Yeah, Black Jesus Minister can get grimy, very grimy, but then he leaves it alone and he moves on. Chris Harris, no, he leaves a trail of blood and he's holding the knife because he stabbed it in everyone's back. Everybody that you see that I've mentioned, Black Jesus Minister, even that sex offender over SVDL, Slower Mind, he's backstabbed him. He's backstabbed Sonetter. He's backstabbed Kansu, and Kansu is back working with him again. He did a whole campaign against Team Osiris, talking about Kansu's degree isn't real. Because Kansu has a divinity degree, a doctorate in divinity, and he said it's not real. Because he doesn't respect that type of degree. Sorry, but those are valid degrees. Okay? So I made my point. I think I was saying something, but I went off. Oh, so yeah, this man is, when you're over there next time listening to him and how he's bragging on himself, look at his behavior during the debate.
Barriers that these Christians, in which all he offered was liberation theology, because he knows the book is oppressive. Guess what they say? You're the bad guy. I'll be that. So with that being said, Brother Sarnetta, thank you, King, for allowing me on. This is very special to me because this is my first debate. And as you would call the big time, I really enjoyed it. I just want to say this in closing because I'm enjoying pissing everybody off. Fuck Yahweh, Moses, Jesus, David, Abraham and his 3 wicked ass sons, and your Bible and your fake false liberation theology. Peace. And fuck the European.
Thank you, brother Chris. Thank you for coming through. All right, brother.
He even told the guy, I didn't hear that part. Vocab is a European. F the European. Well, what? Who's going to take this guy seriously? What? You know, Jabari is all pro-African. Jabari be like, the Tamahu did this and the Tama. Can you imagine Jabari in a debate? Even if he was provoked. Can you imagine Jabari saying F the European? Come on, this dude is actually aligning himself with Jabari all the time. Oh, when Jabari and I and Reggie. No, you're at the bottom of the shoe. You're something we stepped in and we're scraping it off right now. And we're actually spraying some sanitizer on it. We're gonna get a toothbrush, scrub it out, and then we're gonna have it even sent to the cleaners. You're something under our shoe. You're not on the level of the top debaters. Now let's see. Remember, he left the debate. He's not professional. And now let's watch this guy. It's an embarrassment. Let's watch Vocab close out.
You got the floor. Vocab is on you right now.
So Chris left during my closing statement.
Yes.
He just took off?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to debate that guy again. I mean, look at this. He's not taking it serious. He goes to the bathroom and he takes off. All right. Notice that you haven't...
Did you hear him? Chris said he went to the bathroom during the debate because he turned off his camera, and Senator said, you know, you got to leave your camera on. He said, oh, I had to go to the bathroom. I thought you were a professional. You don't know that you have to go potty before the debate? Nobody told you that? You got to go potty first. That way you won't have to go potty during debate. Oh, unless there's some issues like gotta go right now, gotta go. The pot's so boring. Oh, well, I'm just making some light of a real serious situation. You knew you have a debate, and then you turn your camera off, and then you say you have to go to the bathroom, and then maybe it was an emergency, but then you curse the guy out at the end and leave the debate. And it's not just me. Vocab is a very seasoned professional debater, whether you like his position or not. And he points it out. He left during the debate. I don't want to debate this guy ever again. Nobody does. Guess what, Vocab? Pastor Bennett doesn't. Tazariak doesn't. Zion Lex doesn't. Should I keep going? Should I? I think you guys get my point. Nobody wants to debate Chris Harris again or ever. The way Chris Harris gets his debates is to troll and 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 personally attack and personally attack and personally attack and troll and personally attack and insult and insult. And then he might get the debate. And once he gets it, well, you saw what happened. I like to rewind it because this dude is done. You don't belong in the HOK. You can get mad at me and do another 5-hour stream, slowing down the video, trying to find some flaws in my face, or calling me a whore when my husband's sitting there right there with me. I've never been a whore. But you won't be debating over here anymore because you're not qualified.
Thank you, brother Chris. Thank you for coming through.
And Senator was so professional. He's like, this nigga right here. Because he was so angry and disappointed. Let me go back. I like to show that, and then I'm gonna let it play all the way through, let you see how unprofessional he is, and let you hear the sentiment of real debaters who are professional, and they say, I don't want to debate him anymore.
You're the bad guy. I'll be that. So with that being said, Brother Sarnetta, thank you, King, for allowing me on. This is very special to me because this is my first debate, and as you would call the big time, I really enjoyed it. I just want to say this in closing because I'm enjoying pissing everybody off. Fuck Yahweh, Moses, Jesus, David, Abraham and his 3 wicked ass sons, and your Bible and your fake false liberation theology. Peace, and fuck the European.
Thank you, brother Chris. Thank you for coming through. All right, brother. You got the floor. Vocab is on you right now.
So Chris left during my closing statement.
Yes.
He just took off?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to debate that guy again. I mean, look at this. He's not taking it serious. He goes to the bathroom and he takes off. All right. notice that you have an appeal by Chris to human experience, and then yet he also appealed to some sort of Egyptian moral code. You should look at the tomb of Neferhotep. What do you see there? A scribe calling over a list of slaves in his master's presence. And in the scene, one slave has his hands bound and is being dragged along by a rope, while 2 others have been punished and the guard is about to fetter them. The primary sources listed here, it's on page 65 of a book I recommend people get, Everyday Life in Egypt, University of Pennsylvania Press by Pierre Montet, very well-known Egyptologist. Now, what happens if we abandon the Bible or outlaw it or say no? I want to show you the kind of societies that you end up with, because there is a reason why there was an abolitionist movement, and there's a reason why there's women's suffrage and all those kinds of things. And the basis was Christian. The basis was scripture again and again and again. I'm going to show you what you'll end up with instead. And this is why no one will take Chris's proposal serious on a moral level, is because what he advocates is not livable or practical. So let me bring up this real quick. And here we go. This is what happens when you, if you could share my screen as I close out. This is what happens when you apply unbelief instead of Christianity to a society. You end up with often social Darwinism or some kind of state, or almost a religion of the state. And the reason is because of what Darwin said about people. At some future period, not very distant as measured by centuries, the civilized races of man will almost certainly exterminate and replace the savages.
You notice the difference? Y'all see the difference? He sat there, I'm not praising vocab as like the cult of personality, him as a person. I'm talking about him and his professional stature and his composure. Chris insulted him, that whole closeout, personally attacked him instead of the information. Then he said, F your God. And then he said, F you as a European. And by the way, you remember Chris is supposed to be so smart, right? You heard him say Abraham and his 3 sons. Boom, boom, ba-doom, ba. That's wrong. Abraham and his 3 sons. Abraham had Isaac and Ishmael. But I thought you were so sharp. I think you meant Noah. And if you misspoke, too bad. You were wrong. Okay? You were wrong. You know it all. But he said his 3 sons. What are you talking about? 3 sons? No. Abraham didn't have 3 sons. You don't know what you're talking about. And you're unprofessional and embarrassing. You embarrassed the platform. You embarrassed the platform with that. I don't know where he has no respect for Sonnetter. And guess what? He never did.
Special to me because this is my first debate, and as you would call big time, I really enjoyed it. I just want to say this in closing because I'm enjoying pissing everybody off. Fuck Yahweh, Moses, Jesus, David, Abraham and his 3 wicked ass sons, and your Bible and your fake false liberation theology. Peace and fuck the European.
Thank you, brother Chris. Thank you for coming through. All right, brother.
Special to me because this is my first debate, and as you would call big time, I really enjoyed it. I just want to say this in closing because I'm enjoying pissing everybody off. Fuck.
I just want to point something out because I'm sorry. I can't help it. I have to. You know, I wasn't going to do this, but Chris Harris, you want to talk about my looks? Judah's not lying when he said you got a man weave. Okay? I recall when you've been on Rob Rack's channel and you've been joking around with him saying, man, F you, I'm mad at you for your hairline. And you guys were just laughing back and forth. And for me, I don't see the big deal where some men are insecure. I'm not talking about you. You've always been unattractive to me. But I'm talking about a man who is attractive, who, like if my husband didn't have a full head of hair and he was balding, that's not unattractive. I'm not the only woman who thinks that way. But a lot of men, you know, they feel insecure about themselves balding. When they wear baseball caps all the time, polite. Chris Harris, I'm going to say it again. When they wear baseball caps all the time, because you want to make fun of my looks. When they wear baseball caps all the time, polite Chris Harris. Now, I know there are good men who also do that, but I'm talking about these two right now in the community. When they wear baseball caps all the time because they're insecure about their head, that makes it more obvious that you're insecure. Although you may be hiding that you're balding, the cap all the time makes you more unattractive than you actually showing your George Jefferson horseshoe hair. Why do I say that? As a woman who, I only want the king. If a man is that unconfident, he's lacking that much confidence, he's that self-conscious. I, as a woman, see that he has a weakness in that way, and he wears the hat all the time. I don't look down on him, but it's not attractive to women. It's more attractive when you say, you know what, that women are attracted to confidence. That's what women are attracted to. Confidence and power. They're attracted to men who say, yeah, I'm bald and I know I look good. This is something that a lot of men lose their hair. Women that's physically attractive, and it's also it's also spiritually and mentally attractive. So you look worse when you wear a baseball cap all the time. But I want to go a little further and say this. You can see Chris Harris's head is bald. He shaves his head, that's fine. But he doesn't like the way he looks with this. This was 2 years ago, I think, 3 years, 2 or 3. Chris Harris decided to get a man weave. And guess what? I'm actually pro man weave. If you're going to wear a baseball cap all the time, I've said it before, you might as well go get a man weave. And it looks real. And women get weaves all the time. I don't see why men can't. But Chris Harris, I'm pointing it out. You have a man weave. I'm not dissing you, but you have a man weave. Because now you take your cap off and you show your hair. And you've got a full head of hair now. But before, you admitted that you are balding. Now, unless you got Miracle Grow and you should sell it to other brothers, you're going to make a killing. You have the audacity to sit and talk about me? With my little cute gap in my teeth, again, I like it. And so does my husband. And my little double chin, that everybody gets a double chin when they're at the wrong angle or they've gained a little weight. But you got a man weave. And I even told Judah and Sonetter, you guys leave the man weave. I said it about you, nigga. I was like, no, don't talk about it. These niggas are funny, y'all. JJ7000, I said, no, don't go in on him. He just needs help, you guys. And Judah's like, what? This nigga's talking about I'm Yag with Sonetter? No, I don't think so. And then my husband's like, just, do whatever you want, Judah, you're right. So I was the one always with Chris Harris and with JJ. I was like, nah, don't say anything. But this nigga's going to go live and call me a Bob for 5 hours and talk about me and my husband. You know you have a man weave. We see you don't have hair in this right here. You told Rob Brack you're mad at him because he has a full head of hair. You were laughing at him, laughing with him because you said you shave your head because you go bald. But at the end of the day, I don't care. Like I said, not you, Chris. You've never been attractive to me. But there are some very attractive men with bald heads. I'm talking the George Jefferson horseshoe heads. Especially when they cut it down real low. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. When they cut it down real low, but you can still see that it's the horseshoe. That's attractive. I just want to tell this egg-headed nigga that you have the audacity. Don't come for me don't ever come for my looks. If you do, it doesn't hurt my feelings. Unlike that insecure woman over there, I don't care if you talk about my looks and the little gap in my teeth and my little double chin during that interview. By the way, I've lost 30 pounds since that interview. I don't care. Do I show myself when people always talk about my looks? Yep, sure as hell do. Because this is how I look. To my friend, the watcher, People say, well, why do you show yourself when they make fun of your looks or they change you in AI? I said, because I want to show that they're liars. And then when people see me, they go, damn, why are they lying like that? And then the wheels start turning and that person's brain starts working. And I've done a great service. So I just showed you who Chris Harris is today. You're welcome. When you see Chris Harris sitting up talking about how he's a scholar and he's this and that, just look through his titles on his channel. Attacking Sister Bethy, Dulcinea, what those women do to him. And you know, everybody loves Chris, everybody hates Chris. I mean, everybody hates Napa, I get it. But what did Dulcinea and Sister Bethy do to him? That he's calling Sister Bethy a mammy. That he's calling Dulcinea names and dumb, and what they do. I didn't do anything to him either. I'm the reason he came over to the HOK, because let me tell you why. I mean, let me rephrase that. Not came over. I'm the reason that he got a chance, because all I had to do was tell my husband no. He said he wanted to grape me, and I don't want him on the platform. He would have said, say less, baby. And you would have still seen him over there where he belongs with his 100, when he had, 100 subscribers. Now, I said what I said. I know they are, right? I am not mad at the hair units. I am not mad at the brothers. If you have to wear a baseball cap all the time, listen, by the way, I want to say this too. I'm glad. Men can be insecure just like women can be insecure, but it's not attractive to women when men are insecure. It's not fair, but that's life. When women are insecure, men say, oh, she's insecure. It's, you know, it shows it's a sign of vulnerability and it's kind of attractive. Sometimes, but sometimes it's not attractive. Men don't like women who are insecure in a certain way. If women obsess over things like their looks and their weight, and I don't mean posting myself because people are always trying to make me look like I'm how I don't look. Right? I'm talking about a woman, if you're in a relationship and you can't even go out on time because she's like changing 50,000 times, and it's not just once in a while. She makes you late for the dinner or late for the party or late for the movie. And it could go both ways, I'm saying. But I'm saying when it comes to insecurity about looks, men are a lot more forgiving than women. But women, when we sniff out that you're insecure about something, especially your hairline, it's a wrap. Like, even though she still might date you, she's going to, it's a turnoff, and it's going to surface someday. She's going to be like, and that's why you're bald. Because she knows it's a soft spot for you. If you're a guy that rocks your George Jefferson, or, you know, your what's his name? Oh my gosh, he played James Evans. He's attractive. He passed away. You know who I'm talking about, right? James Evans. Don't lie. In the 70s, in the late 60s and 70s, those brothers, they were rocking they bald heads, honey, and they were looking good. They were looking good. They would rock their bald head and be like, yeah, my head's bald. But it's different. Insecure women are annoying after a while. See? Yeah, that's right. See how he said after a while? And with women, I get, you know, we're equal in a sense, but think about it. When women see a man's insecurity, it's already hard for men to open up and show their vulnerabilities, right? When you meet him and you know he's insecure about his hair, it's like the same as like seeing a dude wearing a waist trainer. Oh, God. No. Don't do it, brothers. I love you. Don't do it. Don't do it, my friends. There are men wearing waist trainers. There are men wearing waist trainers, y'all. James Avery. I think, is that his name, James Avery? There are men wearing waist trainers, y'all. Anyway, shout out to the mods. Shout out to the toughest environment, the best platform in the world for debating and for scholarship, especially B1. But we want everybody to come onto our platform. That's why we show respect to vocab. We respected Richard Carrier when he came over. Our friend Ed Dodge been over. He hasn't been over for a while. The list goes on and on. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. What's your scholarship? And what is your debate professionalism? You don't belong in the HOK. And with that said, peace and love. I think I made my point. I think I made the HO as a representative of the HOK. I think I made the point for the whole platform. And now let's listen to some Lady Kier in Afu Nation. Her husband Devin. I want to hear them. I want to hear some and Real Thought. I know it's going to be the HOK Coliseum song, but I want to play it because I love it. Thank you for tuning in. Peace to the darkest minds of the light. Peace to the HOK family, and peace to those who really, you want the scholarship. You want to see the professionalism. Let me answer my fine ass husband's phone call. I'm gonna play the music. Peace and love. Let me find it, yo. Hi, honey. I'm closing out right now. Peace.
Welcome to the danger zone. Save your own, make it known. We here to take the throne by intellectually breaking bones. Unveil the secrets of ancient Rome. Take it back and bring it home, cause information is not to remain unknown. You think you got what it takes to rock in the Coliseum? They put restraints on our minds, man, we gotta free them. With gladiator fights, mandibles crunch. The Coliseum is the place where the animals hunt. You little chat rat, always in the back chat, talking this and that. Step in the Coliseum, a bad. I eat the lunch right out your knapsack. Take the king for his diamonds. The ace of spade is a blackjack. This is more than a rap track. It's y'all letter. Vespasian got nothing on Emperor Saw Netter. And never mind them other YouTube channels. It's what you call better. You better call never. Step into the Coliseum.
We done stepped in the debate Coliseum. HOK on the tube. Saw Netter, he's the leader. Got no pause, she's the queen, but she's still a fire breather. When you step in the ring, come correct her, she gon' reach you. Judah Nash, never lax. He gon' hit you with the facts. Torah Knights in the building, so we gotta run it back. For the debate, pick a date, call them out, don't wait. When you bringing out the truth, haters coming with the hate. Time to step into some knowledge, but it's nothing like your college. Debate Coliseum, bringing scholars up tomorrow. We got Hebrews and Christians, Muslims and Indians, Abos and scientists, atheists and comedians. It's all love with the beef big, conversational arguments. You was judge and jury, so we come together like parliament. It's the house of consciousness, bring your source, we following. HOK debate Coliseum, bring your scholarship.
Toughest environment we gotta see. Welcome to the HOK debate Coliseum. That's word of Saw Netter. Our sword remains sharp and theirs all severed. Toughest environment, you know we gotta see them. Till they head falling off into the Coliseum. Don't they notice that HOK? Source up, a man down. DOA. Seen plenty of them crawl in the center of it all. Can't stand on your square, the sinner's gon' fall. Acting brand new, we more brand Nubian. Julian, one scene of our own brings Jehudian. Linked with Ampu, arms horizontal. Building with my eye on the horizon beyond you. It's the judgment now, and we the trio. Warrior poets who get to flowing like the griots. Grab you by your neck, choke slam you through the peepholes. The banging on the house of consciousness. People, we here. I said we here. But did you hear? Toughest environment, we gotta see them. Welcome to the HOK debate Coliseum. I said we here. But did you hear? Toughest environment, we